Hey there, my name is Emily, also known as Emily the Mystic. I am a psychic medium, a spiritual intuitive mentor, a psychic development coach for women, and a quantum energy healer. And in this channel, I like to talk about all things mystical, magical, cosmic, and galactic to help you to lead a cosmically and magical inspired lifestyle just like I do. In this video, I'm talking all about the psychic gift of clairvoyance, also known as clear seeing, which is one of the most well-known psychic gifts out there that gets a lot of attention in the media and for other big mediums who you've seen on TV who describe themselves as clairvoyants. So I'm talking about what clairvoyance looks like in the traditional media landscape, how I have found that it has manifested for me differently in my life as a psychic, as a medium, and as an intuitive, how you can know if this is one of your main psychic gifts, and how to start opening up this gift in your own life. I am so passionate about sharing my own thoughts and opinions on clairvoyance because it is a very different gift for me than it is for some people, and I can't wait to share my perspective with you on that. So without further ado, let's get into it. Right, so digging into clairvoyance today, again, this is one of the most well-known psychic gifts that exists because famous mediums like Tyler the Medium, like Laura Lynn Jackson, all describe themselves as clairvoyants. And clairvoyance, given its name as the psychic gift of clear seeing, we often think about this psychic gift as being able to see physical phenomenon with our actual physical eyes. So seeing dead people like we've seen in horror movies, or seeing things out of the corners of our eyes, seeing shadows, seeing energy or auras around people. Traditionally, clairvoyance is known to be that physical gift of actually seeing with your physical eyes. However, in my own psychic development journey, I have found that this gift is a heck of a lot more subtle than that. And it has been so cool to watch this gift open up for me more and more over the time that I have spent working as a psychic medium. So how do you know if clairvoyance is one of your main gifts, if this is a gift that you should work on opening up in your life? So signs that clairvoyance is one of your main gifts. Number one, if you have a really strong imagination and you can visualize and daydream easily. If you describe yourself as a visual person, if you have a visual job, if you're very in tune with your creative side, the arts, visual activities, if you love looking at pictures and graphics and images, and you just have a really good eye for design, a really good eye for creativity, and so forth, clairvoyance is likely one of your main gifts. Especially if you're really good at coming up with creative ideas visually in your mind and putting them into motion, that is a huge sign that clairvoyance is one of your main gifts. Next, if you see vivid pictures in your mind or have a very photographic memory of events, of circumstances, of things that have happened to you in your life, this is a huge sign that clairvoyance is one of your main gifts, because clairvoyance is all about psychic seeing. And so if you have a really clear visual memory, if you can recall images to your mind very easily, that's a huge sign that clairvoyance is one of your main gifts. Next, if you have vivid dreams at night, if you go to bed and you have crazy dreams often of wild adventures and experiences, and they're very visual, colorful, and you often remember symbols and movements and kind of like seeing a movie unfold in your mind's eye while you're dreaming, that is clairvoyance right there as well. So if you have very vivid dreams, that is a big sign that clairvoyance is one of your main gifts. Next, if you often kind of sense that there are little things moving out of the corners of your eyes, you might see like a little shadow moving while you're watching TV. If you feel like you just kind of see something and then you look and it's not there, that is a big sign that clairvoyance is one of your main gifts. And finally, if you often see repeating number patterns or repeating signs or symbols, if you see 1111 on the clock all the time, 222, 444, all of those magical angel numbers, that's another sign that clairvoyance is one of your main psychic gifts. So here's something kind of crazy that's so simple, but still so mind-blowing if you don't realize it. So often when we think about our intuition, our psychic gifts, clairvoyance, we think about the third eye, which is the energy center, the chakra that's located in the center of our forehead, right here in this spot, as being the third eye. Well, actually, the third eye energy center is also the same thing as your mind's eye. So if I were to ask you to visualize an apple in your mind right now, and you see that bright red, or maybe it's green apple, shiny, just sitting on a table in front of you in your mind's eye, that is also your third eye. What? So yes, clairvoyance is super subtle for most of us who don't see dead people, who don't see images with our physical eyes. Clairvoyance manifests in a much subtler way in your mind's eye. Wild. So cool. So we're going to talk about how clairvoyance actually works so you can know if you've had clairvoyant experiences in your own life. So there are some people who might experience clairvoyance with their physical eyes. Maybe they had an experience seeing a ghost as a child, or seeing like a very gauzy kind of figure in front of them when they were little or recently. Maybe they have seen like a flashing image with their physical eyes, like a vision or something like that. That is a way that clairvoyance manifests. However, for me, this gift is so much more subtle, and I have seen this in all of my clients who have gone through my Cosmic Kickstarter, which is my psychic development group coaching program for women. So clairvoyance is so subtle that it can manifest itself as seeing images, people, places, faces, colors, or beings of any kind in your mind's eye. That itself is clairvoyance. So when I connect to a client during a reading and they have a loved one come through who has passed away, who is on the other side, I will first see the loved one as a face in my mind's eye. I will see what they look like, whether they're male or female, whether they have a mustache or glasses or they're wearing a hat. I will see all of that in my mind's eye, but I don't physically see the loved one in front of me with my actual eyes. I see it within my mind. So clairvoyance can be kind of tricky to open up. It can feel kind of challenging because you don't trust those images that are coming through, because you're taught to believe that that's the way that your brain thinks, that if your brain thinks in pictures and images and visuals, that all of that exists in your mind is only yours. But you're actually picking up on psychic information from being around other people, from your spirit guides, without consciously realizing it, which is so crazy and so mind-blowing. So clairvoyance, you might see ghosts, but in my experience and in the experience with my clients who usually have opened up their psychic gifts later in life, they have not seen ghosts with their physical eyes. They have not seen like crazy visuals unfolding in front of them. Everything unfolds within your mind. So another example is if I am doing an intuitive channeled guidance reading for a client, and I see an image of a home, maybe with a car out front, but the image seems like there's a lot of movement there. I know that the client is moving or thinking about moving, and therefore I will ask them why I'm seeing this home, like what's going on for you in your life? Are you moving? Are you thinking of moving to a new place? Are you traveling? What is this? And that is another way that clairvoyance manifests for me, is by seeing those images and my mind's eye. Another way that clairvoyance can manifest is if you see, again, little flashes of light. I like to call those angel lights. You might see a little flicker or an orb of light in your living room or when you're outside. You might see a little flicker of light in a photograph. You might also see auras or halos of energy around people. Check out my aura video all about how to read auras and how to see auras yourself and about all the different aura colors and what they mean. You might also, again, see shadows moving in the corners of your eyes. That's another sign of clairvoyance manifesting for you in your life. And finally, again, if you see a sign with your physical eyes, maybe a loved one on the other side sends you a bird or a repeating number pattern or a rainbow or coins that you find on the street, that is clairvoyance manifesting because you are seeing it with your physical eyes. So how can you start to open up your clairvoyance? How can you start to work with this psychic gift? How does it work? And what are my tips for you as a psychic development coach to help you start opening up your clairvoyance? So number one, start memorizing images in your mind's eye. So when I work with my clients in the Cosmic Kickstarter, I show them an image and I have them recall all the details of that image in their mind's eye to help them memorize it. So you can do this yourself with different images you find on the internet. The more complicated, the better, because it increases your visual memory, your photographic memory, which helps with your clairvoyance. So once you get comfortable with that, pick a picture. Maybe you set a timer for 60 seconds. Allow yourself to stare at the picture and then write down everything you remember. That's a really great way to practice. And once that feels easy for you, then start memorizing the scenes that are going on around you. I had an experience where I realized that my clairvoyance was really opening up and coming in because my visual memory has gotten so much better. I can go to a restaurant or I can go to the nail salon and I can remember all of the details from that event. I can remember what the person who was doing the service for me was wearing, what their name was, how they had their hairstyle, the color of their shirt, what the person next to me was wearing, what kind of handbag they had. I can remember all of the visual details from that scene. Allowing yourself to memorize scenes unfolding in front of you will help your memory, and it will also help your clairvoyance. So maybe just go to the park and take a look around you and memorize everything that you see. This will help you with your clairvoyance. Next, using visualization meditations is an incredible way to open up your clairvoyance because it allows you to tap into your third eye, into your mind's eye, and see visually images that the spirit world wants you to see. So every week during the Cosmic Kickstarter, my group program ladies get at least one guided visualization meditation. We usually do 2, and this helps them to open up their clairvoyance, connect to their spirit guides, connect to their loved ones on the other side, connect to angels and guides and beings of light. And this allows their clairvoyance to come in because they get used to practicing seeing within their mind, visualizing things, and daydreaming, basically, which allows you to tap into your clairvoyance so that you can begin to receive psychic information clairvoyantly. This is probably my top tip, are doing visualization meditations. If you're not interested in the Cosmic Kickstarter, you can absolutely check out visualization meditations on YouTube. There are a ton here, as well as other websites. Just Google guided visualization meditations, and there are so many that exist out there. Finally, I love recommending that you ask your spirit guides to send you a specific sign. So pick an object, pick something that you would like your spirit guides to send you that is unique, that you will know what it is when they send it to you, and then set the intention. Ask your spirit guides, I want to receive this specific sign. Maybe it's a feather for you, maybe it's a specific crystal, maybe it's coins, and that you want to receive that specific sign within 7 to 10 days, and then wait and see for it to show up. I guarantee you that this really works, and it's really cool to see how the sign comes through. It might not be in the way that you expect. Maybe you see that feather within social media or online if you're not getting outside of the house too often, or maybe you find it when you're on a hike and it just randomly appears out of nowhere. There is your sign right there, and that is you practicing using your clairvoyance to manifest something in your life. So this is super cool. I love talking about clairvoyance. Again, it's so much more subtle than we realize, which can make it difficult to allow it to open up because we're not always trusting of the information that's coming through, which is why I have a whole group coaching program to help women learn how to do this. All right, let me know if clairvoyance is one of your main psychic gifts. Leave me a comment. Make sure that you like this video and subscribe to this channel for more content all about the psychic gifts, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.